Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the characteristics of wastewater and wastewater treatment 1. This is our first chapter from section B. Here let us start with some points. First one is the sampling. The water sampling is done to characterize the geothermal system under the investigation. It involves the collection of water sample and measurement of chemical, physical, biological characteristics to determine its quality. These results are compared against water quality standards in regulations to determine its use. Means this sampling is done to determine the quality of water, and this also helps to characterize the physical, biological and chemical characteristics of water. Means after sampling or after taking the result of this water, we know these all characteristics of sample. It is an absolute necessary that one attempt to collect the sample that is representative of all investigation. When the collecting sample must follow predetermined sampling protocol. Means whenever we want to collect that sample, there is a protocol which must be followed by us. The number of samples to be collected and the timing of the sampling to meet the purpose of survey and which are appropriate to media being investigated. The sampling time trip such that it is possible to collect the representative water sample from designated sampling point. Then it take account that the factors such as the weather, tides, currents, geography, these are also considered. Now let us see what is the method of sampling. Detach sand strainer or the water filter from tap with appropriate tools. Then check for the correct sample bottle and label. Then turn on cold water tap at maximum flow and then start the tapping. Where the water flow from 2 to 5 minutes depending on how often the tap is used. Means it is also important that the tap is continuously used or not, then so that the water flow is taking the 2 to 5 minutes and it is depending on its use. So this period is also important. Then flush the system thoroughly before taking the sample. After flushing, open the cap of our sample bottle. Then keep holding the sample bottle cap in one hand and with the sample is being collected in ensure it does not come into contact with anything to avoid the contamination. Means we must avoid the contamination when we collect that water sample in our bottle. Now there are some also points which are taken in your mind or it is important during the sample collecting. These are when the never rinse the bottle. Sampling bottle shall be held that the water does not come in contact with the hand before entering into the bottle. Means there is avoid the contamination is important. Then second point is make sure that all the sample are correctly labeled or not. Means the sample point, date and flushing time is note down on that sample bottle. Then rinse all tap, stand strainer or water filter with tools. Store that water sample in ice boxes. Means temperature or the other chemical reactions occurred in that sample bottle is to be avoided whenever we preserve this sample bottle in ice box. Then after sampling, this water undergoes to determine the characteristics so that we determine or result show the quality of water. There are three characteristics: physical characteristics, chemical characteristics and biological characteristics. Let us see the first one, physical characteristics of water. The physical characteristics of that sewage or that water are turbidity, color, odor and temperature. Then let us see about the turbidity. Then sewage is normally turbid, resembling dirty dishwater or the wastewater from the bath having other floating matter like pieces of paper, then matchsticks, greases, vegetable, organic matters, then soaps, fruit skin, etc. These are whenever present in water, then water becomes turbid. This turbidity increases as the sewage becomes stronger. Turbidity is measured uh, photometrically by determining the percentage of light of given intensity that is either absorbed or scattered. This is the method to determine the turbidity, and we know that the unit to calculate the turbidity is milligram per liter or ppm, means the parts per million. This turbidity is nothing but the hardness present in water, so the unit is milligram per liter and ppm. The degree of turbidity can be measured uh, by using, means there are the laboratory method, means we use the turbidity rod and turbidity meter to determine the turbidity of water sample. Then next parameter, physical parameter, is the color. We know that the color of the sewage can normally be detected by the naked eyes, and it indicates the freshness of sewage. Means if the color of that sewage is yellow, grey or light brown, it shows that the sewage is fresh, and if the color of that sewage is black or dark brown, it indicates that it is the septic sewage. Some industrial wastewater may also add the color to the domestic wastewater. The common method of color removal is coagulation after the sedimentation. This is the common method to determine the color. Next parameter is the odor. The fresh sewage is practically odorless. Odor in the wastewater usually it caused by gases produced by a decomposition of organic matter. Means this odor of that water is due to the decomposition of organic matter. The most characteristics odor of the stale or the septic water, uh, it is due to the hydrogen sulfide, which is produced by anaerobic microorganisms that reduce the sulfate and sulfides. The odor present in a particular sample of the wastewater is measured in terms of odor intensity, which is related with the threshold odor number, means TON. That TON is the unit to determine the odor. Then the next parameter is the temperature. Temperature of wastewater or the sewage is higher than that of the normal water or the water supply becomes addition of a warm waste from the household and industrial activity. Average temperature of sewage is generally at 20 degrees Celsius, which is nearly about the ideal temperature for the biological activity. So the temperature of water is a very important parameter because it affects aquatic life, the chemical reactions and the reaction rate of reaction and suitability of water for the beneficial uses. Means this temperature is also important parameter to characterize the sewage water. Then the next is the pH, which are the chemical characteristics of water. pH, then TDS, then BOD. These all are chemical characteristics of water. There are also theoretical oxygen demand, biological or the biochemical oxygen demand, means a BOD, THOD, chemical oxygen demand, COD, then sulfide, sulfate, H2S gas, nitrogen content, pH, all organic carbon, chlorine content, these all are includes in chemical characteristics. So let us see first of all the pH. We know that the pH is the negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. pH value of the sewage indicate that the presence of hydrogen ion present in or the concentration hydrogen concentration present in sewage. The determination of pH value is very important as it gives the idea about the certain treatment which depend on the pH value. pH value also measured by help of potentiometer which measure the electrical potential extended by the hydrogen ions and indicating their concentrations. pH of the wastewater also indicate the acidic alkaline nature of the sewage and it helps in two ways. Next one is the total solid present in a water. Undissolved matter present in sewage is referred as a suspended solid. Determining of the suspended solid help in estimating the pollution potential of the effluent. It also help in determining the load of secondary biological treatment. After the removal of settleable solid is primary settling tank. The next is the total dissolved solids. In total dissolved solids, it determines the dissolved solid help in estimating the dissolved minerals matters contained in the sewage. Then next is the biological oxygen demand. Biological there are biological oxygen demand. There are the biochemical oxygen demand also. In organic matter there are two ways. First one is the biologically active or biologically degradable and second one is the biologically inactive. These are the two matters present in sewage. Whenever the biochemical oxygen demand is used to measure the quantity of oxygen required for the oxidation of biodegradable organic matter present in water sample by aerobic biological action. Oxygen demand of wastewater is extended by three subclasses or three submaterials like the carbonaceous organic matter, uh, oxidizable nitrogen derived from nitrite, then chemical reducing compounds like Fe2 plus, oxidizable by dissolved oxygen. These are the three subcategories. For the domestic sewage, nearly all the oxygen demand is due to the carbonaceous organic material and is determined by a biological oxygen demand test. Then next parameter is the chemical oxygen demand. This chemical oxygen demand or the COD test is used to measure the content of organic matter of wastewater both for both biodegradable and non-biodegradable. The oxygen equivalent of organic matter that can be oxidized is measured by using a strong chemical oxidizing agent in acidic medium. These are like potassium dichromate. It is excellent agent or oxidizing agent for degradation of in acidic medium. This test is also called dichromate oxygen demand test. Then next is the theoretical oxygen demand. First of all, however, in generally keep in your mind that the COD means chemical oxygen demand is always greater than theoretical oxygen demand greater than biological oxygen demand. This is the ratio for considering the oxygen demand in sewage. In theoretical oxygen demand, it required to oxidize the organic matter present in a given wastewater can be theoretically captured. If the organics present in wastewater are known, thus if the chemical formula and the concentration of the chemical compounds present in water are known, we can easily calculate theoretical oxygen demand. These compounds by writing the balance reaction for the compound with oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water and oxidize inorganic components. These are the chemical parameters. Then next is biological parameters. In biological parameters there are virus, protozoans are present. Viruses are the smallest living organism which are capable of producing infection and causing disease. The viruses that may carried by water include hepatitis, polio virus, means all disease virus. These are very difficult to test for usefully. A large amount of water have to be tested by using a very sophisticated method. So these viruses are whenever present in that sewage water, these are causing diseases. Then second is the protozoans, that the protozoans are single celled which are usually microscopic organism. Some protozoans such as Giardia and Cryptosporidium are commonly found in a river, lake and streams. Whenever there is the contamination in water of river, lake and streams with the animal feces or which receives the wastewater from the sewage treatment plant, then that water causes the protozoans present in it. When the water systems uses the surface water as its source, the Giardia and Cryptosporidium must be removed in the clarification process because they are very difficult to kill with the usual form of disinfections. Then next is bacteria. Aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria. These are the two subtypes or two subcategories in which that bacteria are divided. In aerobic bacteria, these are highly stable and end product of this whenever means reacted with aerobic bacteria whenever present in that sewage, and these are help to that forming the organic reaction. Then the end product of that reactions are NO3 and CO3 in the presence of oxygen, means whenever there is a oxygen is present, then aerobic bacteria get activated. Anaerobic bacteria means these are reacted in the absence of oxygen, and these are highly unstable, and end product of all reactions are the acid gases like methane, carbon dioxide and alcohol. And these are the side products in anaerobic bacteria reactions, and in aerobic bacteria reaction there are the nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, and these are stable product as compared to anaerobic bacteria. Then the last point of today's lecture is what is a wastewater. These are divided into three categories: industrial source, domestic source and domestic sewage. In industrial source there are the petrochemical, then food industry, then pharmaceutical industry, metallurgical industry. Whenever these are industry are the responsible to form the industrial sources, or these are the industrial sources to form the sewage or the wastewater. In domestic source are household sources, we know that, or the non-industrial businesses. These are all included in the domestic source. And third category is the domestic sewage. In domestic sewage like toilets, sinks, showers, domestic sewage varies from community to community across the country. Then this waste is not unique. We even flush for the toilet at the same time. Then these are included in the domestic sewage. Hope so you understand all the concept. Today we discuss the sampling and the characteristics of water, in which we discuss about the physical characteristics, chemical characteristics and biological characteristics. Means today we cover the sampling, physical, chemical and biological characteristics, these points. Hope so you understand all the points. Thank you.